Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. And today I wanted to walk through a flip through of all of my January completed pages in my planner and in my journal. But before I got into that, my aunt got me these really sweet little pins, and they're fountain pens. So I thought they were really cute, and I'm gonna try and find a way to incorporate them either on my pin board or in, I don't know, maybe I can put this on a traveler's notebook. Maybe not. But I thought they were really cute. So she got them at like an estate sale or something. Okay, so jumping into let's do my planner first, and then we'll do my journal. January was a really fun month. It was very busy. We did a lot of things. We went on a mini getaway trip on the weekend. We saw a Warriors game. We spent a lot of time with friends and family, and so my pages will reflect that. This pin that I'm using in my planner is the Pilot Vanishing Point in extra fine because the Take a Note grid is really small. So I will show you what I mean. So this is the A6 Take a Note in a Hobonichi cover. This cover is called Pine Forest. And I just have like a couple little stickers and post-it notes in the front. And then this page is like a monthly check-off page tracker. And I was originally going to use it in January as a no-buy and a budget tracker. But clearly I fell off towards the end. And I decided in February not to continue doing that. My no-buy was primarily for January, so I just wanted to track it there. And I've been keeping up with my budget without having to like mark it off. And basically what that means is like I'm inputting transactions into a spreadsheet and stuff like that. So this is a spread that I am kind of not super proud of, but like it may give you an insight into my brain. Essentially here, I started to use it as like a check off for every single planner and journal I was using. And these have, this is just a code for like my planner, my journal, my memories, my hours journal, my work journal, or work planner. And so I was doing that, but I did not keep up with it. So I decided to turn this spread into all of my purchases. So every single thing I've purchased in January and February is here. And it could be stationary items. It could be not stationary items. So it could be like Lululemon or, Super Bowl party supplies. So I kind of like having that full view of everything. And you can kind of see some of my purchases. And these were, by the way, after January because I was on a no-buy, but just had to fill space. Okay. So that's how I'm planning on using them going forward. Monthlies are kind of decorated, but also have all of my events and my my mood tracker as well. So on the left, I have this mood log, and it is it's kind of nice to just see it at a glance, and I've been doing that in February as well. But I also pick like a color theme to use for the monthlies, and I really like how this one turned out. I even used some ephemera from like an order that I did, and then I'm just tracking events and like things like that. So that's been working really well. Maybe I'm over decorating, but I also like the way it looks. so yeah, those are the monthlies. And then get into the weeklies, which, by the way, this A6 Take a Note is 1 week on 2 spreads. Here is December to January 1st and New Year's. We went to Wicked here on the 3rd. And this is also an opportunity for me to use more ephemera and just like have more fun with my spreads. This is a planner, I will say, so it's like primarily focused on the top half of the page, which I should have walked you through that. Top half of the page is or tasks, and I use the like bullet journal method where I'm like moving tasks over if I don't complete them, and at the very top I often put events with a circle and birthdays and stuff like that. So, and then if I have room on the bottom, I will memory keep, put in stickers. Here I was using this as a as like a food log, but I didn't really love that and I wasn't keeping up with it. Some weeks are more decorated than others. I really like this week, and this I started using as a just as a regular future planner, future event log. So we went to Carmel this weekend, so I obviously didn't have that many tasks to complete, and then I just decorated with found ephemera and a sticker I bought. And then I got the Ars collection, so I was like obsessed with that over here. I think that's the day I got it, yeah. I swatched this little ink, Sailor Manyo Uri, which I believe, I can't remember which pen that I got it with or whether I bought it alone, but I'd had it in my collection for a while, so I just needed to swatch it. Lunar New Year stuff, and yeah, so sometimes I would use a rubber stamp. I'm often documenting like my purchases. Yep, this is a Patreon that I'm subscribed to called Thimblewinder, and she sends out really cute items and art. She's an artist. And then someone sent me a piece of mail with this beautiful Oscar de la Renta stamp on it, and I just love those. Those are my favorite. So that was really nice to take off the envelope, and it came off really cleanly, and then I pasted it in. The Grammys were that night, so had a sticker for that. I really like this planner spread. I had like a Whole Foods list. I was watching my parents' dog. It was really rainy, but I was getting into the Valentine's spirit, still getting into Valentine's spirit. Super Bowl Sunday, was obsessed with Kendrick Lamar's performance. So stuff like that. So mostly tasks, and then I dress it up with a lot of other stuff. Sometimes I'll also write just like notes about the day. So like here, I published something on Patreon. I was talking about a house we actually offered on, but that sold. And then I went to a Sunflower Cafe with my friend. These, I finally unboxed these. So these I've had in my collection for a while, but I hadn't unwrapped them, I guess I should say. And so yesterday I unwrapped them and put them in their place, and now I have just like the extra packaging. And that is, we're caught up. So you can see like in the future spreads, I'm just like writing things down. But for the most part, I don't decorate until like more things are written down in the pages. I'm not sure if there's anything else I should highlight about these pages, but lots of notes. What I really want to use the pages more so for is, and let me find a good example of this. Yeah, it's kind of like roughly documenting the day as well, or things that I might forget. So say I see something on TikTok about, a podcast or something, I want to like mark that down really fast in my planner. So instead of memory keeping, it's more just like note tracking, I guess I should say. Yeah, this is a good example actually. So I saw somebody online use these mesh bags for organization. So I wrote Sophia Lee organization tips. I wrote label maker. And then I wrote idea for something. Oh, for a Patreon thing. So just random things. And I think this is working quite well. I actually was surprised. About midway through January, I was like, ooh, I don't know. Like, this is definitely like not what I'm not used to, because I was previously in a weeks. And then I kind of got over that hump and just kept going. And I think pushing through actually made me appreciate this planner more. And I got used to the small size. I got used to putting things in the margin, putting things down. I got a little bit less scared of writing things down, because oftentimes I'm just like, oh, I'm gonna run out of room, and there's no like notes pages in the very back of the planner to fall back on. But I did okay. So yeah, I'm really pleased with how that is progressing. I know I said January pages, but now I've showed you February as well. So that's been working. And then for my journal, oh, and by the way, this little pencil board is from Sterling Ink, from the A6 notebooks that I did not use. I had to sell those. This is my Sterling Ink. So I have it in a Hobonichi cover, a leather Hobonichi cover. And I haven't put anything in the pockets yet here, but it's, it has a lot of pockets and it's very sturdy. I love this. I love the way it feels. I bought this secondhand and it's just a really good cover. It's very smooth. Let me take a sip of coffee. Okay, so let me go through, I won't go through my goals, but I wanted to share what I'm doing on the first couple pages, which this is a sticker from Abby C, and I marked down my paydays on this page. And then here on this first page, I'm doing a year in review. And I saw this from Abby as well, and I just thought it was a great idea. She actually sent these stickers in her Patreon from December, I believe, or maybe November, I'm not sure. But I just thought they were great. I took them off, I split up the page, and I'm writing a little recap of the month. So after skipping the goals page, I'm gonna go straight into this this annual tracker, and this is actually working, and it's very interesting to see. In January, I did 10,000 steps every single day, so there's a lot of check marks, and then I kind of like hurt my ankle, and I wasn't quite doing it as much. But I have a little legend over here, and this is from Lazy Suze, who used to work at Yoseka, or maybe she still does, but I bought this from her. And then I'm using a dot system to track whether I was on track for, my meals, and it wasn't like a crazy unhealthy meal day, or if I ate out. Then this darker green means eating out, and then this brown dot means like I had a cheat day, I had sugar, alcohol, etc. So that's what I'm using there. Okay, so this is where it gets a little more interesting. I've covered this up because this is actually a letter ledger, so like a mail tracker, and I'm tracking like when I've received something, when I've sent something back to the person, and then like rough notes about like either what I wrote or what I sent, what stationery, like stuff like that. So you'll see a lot of Valentines in here. And then over here, I'm using this as like just Calendex. So what did I write about that day? If I did write, if I didn't write, there's just a little dash. And then my read, watch, listen, did. So I'm just like tracking that. And then album artwork is down here. I've been listening a lot to Bad Bunny and to Doechii, so that's been fun. And that's how I'm planning on continuing to use these spreads. It's really nice to have just like a full notebook, it just feels really good. Here is January's monthly spread. I went kind of pink with it too. Sorry, the lighting's a little bit weird in this video, but the sun kind of keeps coming in and out. So I just kept track of like some core memories on here. So I didn't write every day. I just wrote on like mostly the weekends, and then like if anything else happened. we went to a Warriors game this, as mentioned. We celebrated my father-in-law's birthday. So it's nice to keep track of like those like core memories of the month. And this is from Slightly Stationery. I received this just in a letter, so I put it in here. And let me start with the first weekly of January. And here we are. So this is primarily just memory keeping, and then a few events at the top. And this spread, a way of doing that is like inspired by Lindsay Scribbles. A lot of my spreads are inspired by Lindsay Scribbles, especially the quarterly spread that you saw previously. And so I just put in anything and everything. It could be ephemera from the day. It could be stickers I've been wanting to use. It could be packaging, that kind of stuff. And that's how I've been using the spreads. And I like a full spread, so I try and write down as many things as I can. I'm writing down what I wrote, what I listened to, what I read, what I listened to, what I watched. I really like this spread. We went to Carmel this weekend, and so I just put down a big sticker. It's like holographic, and it makes the whole spread more fun. I got our stuff as mentioned. So yeah, I'm really liking how these are turning out. Of course, Onyx Storm came out, so I was, reading that. This is more orangey. And then here's the end of the month. This one's a little more chaotic, but I got this new washi tape. I'm not sure when, but I opened it and started using it. Someone gifted me this funny sticker, so I had to use that. I planted carrots. So stuff like that. It's been fun to document. Okay, now into the daily pages, which I have shared a few of these before. In my Techo Kaigi, I'd done like a few. So these you've probably seen before. Not as big of a fan of this spread, but that's okay. It's just a little more chaotic. Here's when we went to the Warriors game and I saved some of the packaging from the pizza I had. That was fun. We got takeout the next day. I really like this spread, just the winter blue vibes. And as you can see, I'm splitting up different days on pages. So some days I'll use a full page like this one, and some days I'll just use a half a page, which is nice. I like only having to write this much, and sometimes it's just I have more ephemera or I want to write more. And so it's been nice to just have a flexible system. This day I went to a vision board party, and so I was like doing some cutting out of magazines and making this really cool board. And it's huge. This is just a small photo of it, but it was fun. I got my Boston General Store order that I'd ordered in December. This was a review from a show we watched. And then we went to Carmel. I feel like the lighting is getting a bit weird up there. We went to Carmel, and I loved this map I found from some ephemera or a brochure. And so I pasted it down and then wrote all around it. So this is one day on 2 pages. And it makes me happy every time I look at it. Another one day on 2 pages. This is the next day in Carmel. We got pastries, and I went to the Carmel Mission, and that was really fun. I took a tour. The next day we left Carmel, but I still wrote a bit about it. So this is one day. And then, yeah, the week continues. I love using a ton of stickers, and then I don't know, I just love having like a lot of things on the page to look at and draw your eye. Over here, I think I finished Onyx Storm at this point. I published my Carmel vlog and stationery shops on YouTube, so you could check that out. That's the thumbnail art. And then I started kind of getting more into like maybe I should be commonplacing a little bit in this notebook, and how I could be doing that in the margins, or like I just started thinking about that a bit more. And so you'll kind of see what I mean in the following spreads. So like I think I caved and had bought this Midori Asano calendar. I believe that's who makes it. Yeah. And so like I was writing about that. I wrote a review of Onyx Storm. I don't know if I would actually give it 4 stars. It was hard to follow everything. But I'm curious for your thoughts. But I'd already filled in the thing. I'd already filled in the stars. So I was like, oh well. Maybe like a 3.5. So then I was just writing about various other things, and some planner thoughts. And then here's where I kind of am getting more into like some commonplacing thoughts. I was chatting with someone at work, and they highlighted the idea of digital gardening, and I thought that was so interesting. And so I printed out an excerpt about just the concept of digital gardening. And it basically means it's like a way to collect things, not in a chronological order, but in like a way, an organizational like way that makes sense. So it's basically, I called it like, it's like digital commonplacing, and that's not a new idea by any means, but I thought the idea of calling it gardening was interesting. It's like you're tending to it. So anyway, I wrote about that. I picked up some books. I picked up this new book from my local bookstore. It's very good. It's about letter writing, and it's like a guide to letter writing. And then continuing on, this is the last spread of January. So I'm at page 29. So I did about 29 pages in January, which feels good. And then I received, we ordered Hobonichi on that day. Carrots. I was writing some notes. Yeah. And then February begins, and you can kind of start to see some more pink. And that is my journal. So I think that gives you a good idea of how I'm using my journal so far. And definitely like let me know if you have any other questions or want to see more about how I'm making spreads or doing things. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you soon.